My name is JeanMary Tjiohimba, so I'm coming from a farm called Platfontein in the Northern Cape in Kimberley. I'm the founding director of the Sand Vision Foundation. It's a non-profit organization that advocates for quality education and youth development. It's an NPO, a non-profit organization founded by youth and led by myself as Indigenous women for the development and advocacy towards quality education in the community, the San community, and other San communities as it grows. So initially, the community was first settled in an army base camp where there were army tents. And then when there was a land claim on the land where the tents were, the community, they bought the farm. The farm is called Platfontein. So they bought the farm and relocated the community, the whole community, the Khoi and the Khoi San people. So then they relocated the communities to this new farm, new place. It's a government project where they had built 2-bedroom houses under the RDP. I'm not sure how, the full, I just know the synonyms of the project that they normally do. So it's RDP houses. So as you enter Platfontein, you'll notice a lot of informal structures before you enter the main area. So then it's 2 sections where you find the first community here, and in the center you'll find a school, a clinic, and then on the other side you'll find the other community. So it's similar to South African townships. So it's a lot of unemployment, and it's problems with accessing employment opportunities because most majority have not really gone as far as to acquire certain qualifications that they would require for employment opportunities. So unemployment, high level of unemployment, and then it leads to people just using certain like alcohol to just get their days by. So these things are the challenges that we are faced with, and I'm very passionate about education. That's why I founded and started the nonprofit organization. The challenges that I identified are those of lack of adequate and quality education within the community. I'm not saying that there is no school, but then because there's the community consists of majority of the parents and the adults who are coming from a history of people who didn't really get education. When children are sent to school, they are on their own. So, and it's also different languages. The medium of instruction at the school is Afrikaans. So when a child starts at the school, it's like they are met with a foreign language, foreign, like a foreign teacher, and then that's when the problem starts, because once you fall behind when you've started, it's difficult because not much attention is given, especially in the part where you read for comprehension to be able to progress and successfully complete. So now these are the challenges that we have. We do not have extra support, and even for those that are finishing, there's not enough education for preparation for tertiary level education. So now these are the things that we are stepping in to address. So due to that, a lot of our youth or children who matriculated, even finished grade 12, are not able to access and get admission to higher education, tertiary level. Even if they did get an opportunity, it's very difficult for them to succeed because they do not have that structure that supports them at home in terms of developing into an academic or yes. So it's very difficult for the community in that regard. And also, what else is there? Documentation. So because of the harsh conditions in which we had to live for years and years in the settlement, at the military base in tents, a lot of people lost their documentation and they still can't access services. And mostly the community depends on social grants and social support for survival. And these people are not able to access this due to the fact that they may have lost their documents in floods and when the elements of the weather affected them. So we have quite a number of people who don't have documentation, so their children can't access education, and they are living in dire poverty and hunger and all of these things. So now it's instead of the community progressing, it has been in regress since we had relocated, and the only major employer, I would say, currently is the SABC, the radio station, because the majority, the initial employer that brought the community over to South Africa, if you go back into history, was the military. But the last intake was around before for the new SANDF was formed, and after that they only managed to take 4 just recently. So you can imagine how many people are sitting without jobs. So in that process, there is an agency that comes and gets men in the community who are seeking for employment, and then they take them to other provinces to go and work at farms and as security guards. But then there's a lot of exploitation and a lot of lives were lost. And so it's very difficult for the community. And as the men are leaving, the wives are left alone to fend for the children and everything because they're not getting paid that much. So because Indigenous people, as we find it in the literature and every research that has been done, has been the custodians of biodiversity for over years. So the way that they live is in harmony with the environment. So I think we are truly the agents that will help combat this climate change issue that we are staring at right now. I think a lot of consideration needs to be placed on including Indigenous community structures, like leadership structures, and also give a platform for Indigenous people to have a voice and to be able to work in collaboration with indigenous peoples towards. So I think to respect the rights that are enshrined in these international laws that protect Indigenous people's rights, also to uphold the rights that are provided for Indigenous people, and also have Indigenous people on the discussion tables where policies and are negotiated and decided upon, so that the Indigenous community themselves can have a voice in the matters of climate change. Because as much as it is as much as they are the victims, they are also, because of the way they live, they are also agents that will help with combating climate change. So have them at the table, representing their issues and their challenges, and maybe the knowledge that they might carry in sustainable living that they have been doing over the years. So have them at the table. I'd like a platform and opportunity for us, the youth or women from Indigenous community, to be empowered and given platform to be able to champion and advocate towards self-determination of the community. So for me, it's a lot about see me where I am, and okay, reach out to me. I have been waiting, even though I'm silent. I have been waiting, but then see me as well, and include me, and place value on my people or me equally as you would in other societies and other peoples of the country. I think that's what I'd like to see. Empowerment.